Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another edition in Bike Profiles. Today we are going to talk about this Canyon Ultimate CFSL. I have no idea where that is in the lineup. I am not a Canyon dealer, as most people aren't. They sell direct to consumers. But yeah, I just don't pay attention to their models because doesn't matter to me. But that's what this is. So someone can make a comment down below and tell me where it lands in the pecking order. But as it's set up now with these tires, which we're going to get into in a minute, this is 19 pounds dry weight. I guess dry weight to me means no water bottles, no toolkits, no computers, no lights, nothing, right? So 19 pounds for those who ask. I generally don't care how much a bike weighs because it's irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. It is such a small portion of the overall rider system of rider. All the nutrition, your cell phone, all that stuff in your pockets, your helmet, your clothing, your shoes, your water bottles, your toolkits, your lights, all the aforementioned accessories that you need to ride your bike. All right, that set aside. This bike came in because the gentleman was having trouble with mounting tubeless tires. And then he confessed to me that, yeah, the tubeless tape is probably a mess, and it was, so we've replaced that. And we mounted these tires because the gentleman wants to do an event, a local event, called a Belgian Waffle ride, or abbreviated as BWR. Now, it started out as a local San Diego thing, and it's a mixed terrain ride, so you have pavement, dirt. We don't really have gravel here, but it is considered a gravel event. And Michael Marks has been a brilliant marketer and businessman, and he has expanded this business to include multiple events. I think there's even one in Mexico now, but there's Arizona, North Carolina. I mean, there's just so many. And good for Michael Marks. He is an incredible guy. I know him on a personal level, and I wish him all the success that's coming to him. So this customer wants to do this event, and he had Conti 5000 tires. As an aside, he's been having a lot of trouble with his Continental 5000 STRs sealing as tubeless, and so it came in with tubed tires, so we had to, or with tubes in the tires, so we had to convert this over, new rim strip or tape, and then mounted these tires. And I've got double the amount of sealant on the rear tire because that's where most of the punctures will be anyway. So I've doubled the sealant in the back, single dose in the front. There was an old video where someone said, "Oh my God, you use so much sealant." Yeah, so what? So you have a better chance of it sealing, right? Before you pull over and put a Dynaplug in there. Which, pro tip, Dynaplug's the only thing that really works right now on road tires. There's probably tons of stuff that works on mountain bike and gravel. Speaking of, these tires show a max pressure of 45 psi right here. What is that? 45 to 90 psi. Sorry, not max, but 45 to 90 psi. Now, this gentleman weighs about 215, and this is a 33 tire. I didn't do the Silka calculation or Renee Hurst calculation or the Zip SRAM calculation, but he's 215, 33 tire. I'm going to guess he should be riding this at around 58, just a guess. So someone can prove me, or not prove me, but help the rest of the public and put down what the PSI should be for someone of that weight and that tire size. And then it's mixed terrain, so it's not going to be just smooth pavement. All right, so 45 to 90 PSI. What we had to do, because this is also part of these drivetrains that I've been working on lately, I don't know if people really understand how much damage leaving a chain that has worn beyond the 0.75 on your chain gauge. I don't think people understand how much damage that does to the rest of your drivetrain. Now, if you're a cheapskate, keep running your worn out chain, wear out your cassettes and your chain rings, and everything's worn out and everything's fine, and it's all worn in together, so pretty much it kind of shifts okay. But if you change one of those three components, whether it be the chain, but not the cassette and the chain rings, or any variation of that, what's going to happen is you're going to get slippage. So this gentleman had a worn chain, doesn't know how long it was worn, but he knew he'd left it on too long. He replaced the chain, and then in his big ring and the 11 cog, he said he would get slippage when he was really putting the power down. Like I said, he's 215, so I'm guessing he's, maybe 1,000, 1,200 watts, maybe more. So that can cause a marginally worn out cog and or chainring to slip. I mean, it doesn't have to take much. These types of things are built to a certain optimization, and then anything other than that, you're just working on hoping that it shifts right, hoping that it holds gear, hoping that at a high power sprint, it's not going to slip. So if you change only one of the three components, that's what this gentleman had. He had slippage in the rear, in the 11 tooth cog. All right, but the rest of the bike is Di2 11 speed. I offered to clean the bike, but of course that means I have to charge him for it, so that didn't happen, but that's okay. But I do want to draw your attention to one thing. This is a 33 tire, and it is barely clearing the chainstay. And let me see if I can get it to focus down here where my finger is. So it is literally 1 to 2 millimeters on each side. This is the fork. So just barely clearing there. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Maybe from the front we can see it better. Yeah, so this is a very tight clearance. All right, but this bike was purchased used from one of his friends, and one of his friends said, no, I used this Terreno tire in a 33, you're going to be fine. And so he said, okay, I'm going to buy the Terreno tire and we'll put it onto this bike. So this is a road bike with apparently 33 millimeter tire clearance. However, when you put a set of calipers on it, this actually measures 36 and some change, right? So we're getting quite a bit of clearance out of this road frame. 36 and some change. What else we got? Oh, we got this saddle that he has as a demo. And I'm an S&P dealer. And I tried this saddle when I was first... I went to a trade show, and they gave us special pricing on these saddles for attending the trade show. I tried it. I didn't like it, but I have it here as a demo. He got this demo from someone else. Apparently he got a bike fit somewhere else. And so now he's not happy with that saddle and he wants to try what I ride, which of course are SQ Lab saddles. I've mentioned this in the past. I don't really get on with saddles with huge cutouts. These ridges just cause a pressure point for me. So it's just never been a thing for me to ride saddles with cutouts. I prefer the SQ Lab saddle, which just has a depression and that's it. So yeah, anyway, these AR 41s, I believe that's like all road. I think I'm a Reynolds dealer, but I haven't sold Reynolds wheels in a long time. I've sold other carbon wheels, Vision, FSA, also, Envy and stuff. But generally, as you know on this channel, I just don't, I don't sell a lot of this high-end stuff anymore. I sell quality stuff, aluminum wheels, steel frames. All this stuff breaks. All of it breaks. I mean, literally on a monthly basis, something's coming in here that's a carbon component wheel frame that's broken. But I don't film it, but it does come in. So let's walk over to my bench here for a minute. That's the 11-tooth cog, and it's kind of hard to get it to focus, but there are some teeth that are worn on this, so it made sense that he was having issues. This is the chainring he had. Now this is a Dura-Ace chainring because that's what I had in stock. I had to order his Ultegra chainring, but just to kind of give you an idea of what the teeth look like, and you can see that they're not as flat anymore. They're kind of pointy compared to the new chainring. And then this is what he had. So it's obvious that the chain ring is worn, the 11-tooth cog was worn, and he had a brand new chain. Well, not brand new. He said he rode it for a couple of weeks. So we'll see. I can't put out the power he does. I did put it in the 5211 and tried to, do some sprints, but I'm never going to put out the power he does. He's 50, he's 60 pounds heavier than me. So there you go. Even just by stomping on the pedals, not even a sprint, he's going to put out more power than I can. So hopefully that is good enough. Yeah, if you folks have this bike, what kind of tires do you ride on it? Because this is for, like I said, he's got it for a mixed terrain ride. Oh, and by the way, the BWR over the years has pretty much had, like, let's say 90 miles of it is paved and like 50 miles of it is dirt. So almost for a very long time, it's been around for, I don't know, 13, 15 years. The best setup was pretty much always just road tires, because you had so much pavement. And, just, let's say it was 140, 150 miles, it would have probably 11 to 12,000 feet. Almost, in my opinion, the fastest setups were always road setups. So you had basically a road bike with road tires. So I don't know who's winning and what's happening these days, what the tire choice is these days. But that was the first, 4 or 5 years that I did it. I would just ride a road bike with 28s. Now I would probably ride a road bike with 32 STR Continental. I would never ride a gravel tire on that type of event, but that's just me. All right, let me know if you've done BWR in other parts of the country and what tire choices you use. What were the conditions for the terrain and length of the ride, how much pavement, how much dirt, and how much elevation. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.